Hello everyone, it's NoodleHouse here. We're back on Chaos Child and we're very, very close to the end. Last one was a bumper episode because there's quite a lot going on. But now, we have an idea. Her expression suddenly changed. She was staring at me with wide eyes. Her mind reading meant that she already knew. She already knew exactly what I was thinking, but still. It doesn't matter. Even if she can read my mind, she can't stop this. When I saw the tension on her face, I was sure of it. There was still a way I could win. I formed a strong delusion in my mind. When I did, I was hit by a headache with 1,000 times worse than when I normally use my powers. It was far worse than having a needle stabbed into my temples. It was like every blood vessel in my head was filled with thorns. The pain was so hard, I started to vomit up stomach acids. Stop it, please stop! Serika tried to run over to me and stopped. She kept turning around and looking at the exit near the seats. She seemed to be uncertain as to whether she should run, which meant that this idea was going to work. It wasn't something anyone had taught me, but I was sure that I could do it. According to Kunosato, I wasn't like the other psychics, who had each gained a single power after being exposed to what she called this causal factor. She said I might be a true gigalomaniac, with the power to make my delusions into reality. And in fact, 6 years ago, I'd created Serika, a human being. Which means I should be able to do this. Don't! Of course I can, right? I twisted my body upward and screamed. A huge number of die swords appeared above my head. Of course, they were all fakes. The closest weapon to me that I could easily imagine just happened to be my die sword, but I real booted them anyway. They shone like fierce beasts in search of prey. My head felt like it was going to burst. I imagined each blood vessel bursting one after another. Or was I really imagining it? Was this going to kill me? But I didn't care. I had to end it here. I had to let my puppet go free. Serika changed the form of her die sword and spread it out as far as it would go. She was going to try and block them all. I screamed, and sent them all flying at Serika. And so... Hello, it's me. May I give you a lecture before we go to the ending? Miyashiro, are you safe? What happened? Good, it connected. I could hear Arimura and the others calling my name on the other end. I felt so cold my fingers were shaking. I turned the phone to speaker mode and started to type in the data. Let's say, for example, that you lived on top of a tall building. You looked down and saw a woman killing a man. You put the phone up to your ear and call the police, but your eyes meet with the woman's. She points at you and says something. What do you think she's saying? Don't tell me you're being mind-controlled. You know those psychopathy tests don't work, right? I should have figured you'd know about that. A normal person might say something like, don't move, don't call the police, but a psychopath would say something different. 1, 2, 3. She'd be counting what floor you're on. That's right. So she can come kill the witness. Supposedly it's because they're thinking from the killer's perspective, but not the victim's, but... There was only silence. She must have decided there was no point in answering. But she was listening. But I don't think that's right. If you ask me, a real psychopath wouldn't think that. If you asked Ed Gein or Henry Louis Lucas, or any of them really, they wouldn't understand the question. They'd be thinking about what they'd have for dinner tomorrow, or how they didn't like the clothes the questioner was wearing. They'd be thinking about something else entirely. It's the same with the Rorschach test, or anything else. There's no meaning to the answers they give, because to them, it's all a goddamn stupid game. My fingers stopped. It felt like a long time since I'd seen that picture. So I wonder what they were thinking. No matter what you asked them, no matter what they said, they were actually looking at something else. One single goal, so nothing they said actually mattered. You're sure you're not being mind-controlled? What happened to Sakuma and Inoue? Are they okay? Are you okay? Kunasato must have sensed that something was up, because the tone of her voice changed. You kind of knew about her, didn't you? The wound in my stomach and the pain in my head counted the time as regularly as a clock. Thud, thud, thud. There was a silence, 10 thuds long. I don't know the exact details, of course, but if what I imagined is close to the truth, then she was, without a doubt, different. In the sense that she was a serial killer, of course, but also that she was different from normal people like us as you could possibly get. I'm sure. If you asked her that question, she wouldn't tell you about counting floors. Kunasato understood after all. She knew that something was wrong with Serika. How could I have known, you think? It doesn't matter. Answer me. Are you safe? Don't worry about me. How do you think I could have understood her? I heard a small sigh on the other end, and then a sharp voice that cut it off. That's impossible. I told you. She was a different kind of human. No, a different kind of creature. There was no way you could have understood her at all. Kunisato's use of the word different and normal. It was perfect, I thought. Serika was different, I was normal. Oh. What's wrong? I had a sudden premonition, and looked down at the dice sword in my hand. I'd used this to create Serika. That's right, I created her. Which means I could do it again. No, it's nothing. I'm sorry. Please take care of the rest. Now she would understand. Kunasato and Shinjo could deal with all this. I went to hang up without listening to her for an answer, but... Wait, Miyashiro, tell me one thing. Yes, what is it? I said you were normal back there. But what did you say? You mean that question I just asked? Of course. I wouldn't be counting 1, 2, 3. Of course. I wouldn't say not to call the cops either. Because I saw both those answers on the internet already. I ended what would probably be the last phone call of my life. Then I forced myself to get up despite all the blood I'd lost. My vision blurred and I staggered, but I had to keep going. I couldn't fall over yet. I'd had an idea while I talked to Kunasato on the phone, about what I'd really need to do with my powers, about the one way to save her, instead of releasing her. Serika was lying face down unconscious. She was a mess, there was blood everywhere, but it wasn't fatal, she was breathing. She was probably just unconscious. I forced my wounded body over to her. I put both hands around the hilt of the sword and I'd been using to support myself. The sword had no weight, but I felt like I'd drop if I didn't. She must have heard the footsteps because Serika gave a soft moan. She slowly raised her head to look at me. I stood close enough to look down on her from the side. And then... Her eyes went wide with surprise. Then she started to crawl away from me. It sure is a convenient power I sold myself, now that it was too late. She knew what I was thinking without me having to even say it. But you won't need it anymore, though. No. Serika tried to get away, her fingers digging frantically into the stage as she crawled. She glared at me and got up. But then her strength failed her, and this time she fell flat on her back. She gasped like she was drowning and quickly coughed up some blood. There were tears in her eyes. I readied the die sword. Stop it, Taku! I stopped, just once. I'm not going to kill you, you know that. I'd rather you did! Her scream echoed violently in my ears. Why are you saying that? I was going to use my die sword to change her. I was going to change her into a normal girl with no powers, who didn't kill anyone and who didn't even know that I created her. I was going to rebuild her into a normal girl. I can do that. I'm the only one who can. I created her from nothing. I knew I could do it. I could make her normal. No, I don't want to. She was crying like a baby. Was she scared? Afraid? Why? Don't take my reason for living from me. She was weeping and her voice was desperate. I've read lots of mine since I was created. Everyone is always worried, and no one ever knows what to do. I can't believe they live like that. How can they smile? They don't know why they're doing it. I don't want to be normal. Her voice bounced off the stage and hung over the empty seats. No one but me heard it. Her tears fell on the floor, mixing with my blood. No, you're going to be a normal girl. I spoke softly as I raised the dice sword high. No, please. Please, let me help you forever. I remembered what was in Nono's letter. Forget everything and live the same life as everyone else does, but don't get buried amongst the crowd. That's impossible for me now. But I know you can do it. This is it. Goodbye. Person of interest secured. Person's name is Takuru Miyashiro, 18 years old. He's a third-year student at Heikyo Academy. We've secured Takuru Miyashiro. And this is a perfect place to end it. I'm going to end the episode here. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below. And if you want to see more of this, then do subscribe to the channel as I upload every day. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.